Hey guys, just Dante here again. So today I'm going to be talking about one of the banks that I use to get people approved with bad credit. So the name is Eden Park. Okay, they're a subprime lender. Oops. And they are owned by Fairstone. Fairstone's a bigger bank that more people are familiar with, but Fairstone bought Eden Park. So Eden Park focuses on like auto loans mostly. And I love these guys because they honestly deal with a lot of people with like 400 credit scores. 400 credit scores. I get a lot of those done through them. Obviously, the higher the better, but these guys will focus on 400 credit scores also. Now, the only thing with Eden Park that is a drawback, but then again, most of my clientele is not really like this. Um, they do need you to have permanent resident. So you do need permanent resident with this bank. Okay, you need to have a permanent resident. Now, I've seen times where, let's say, someone's been in the country for 2 years and you have a decent enough credit history, even if your work permit, they actually might not ask for your SIN number. So they might not be like, hey, like, can we just verify this guy's a permanent resident? Like, if you've been in the country for long enough and the credit's not too bad and you have some history, they might not ask for it. So I'll put in brackets, might not ask, if lucky. Might not ask for SIN. Another thing you need to be 3 months on the job. Now, these guys, they will, if you're like 2 months and like 3 weeks and like 2 days, like they're gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. They're gonna be like, all right, cool, whatever. They'll round up, but they would just need a job letter just confirming that, so that they can move forward with the approval. But minimum like 3 months on the job. Obviously, you need to have pay stubs. There is alternatives. You could be a subcontractor. If you're a subcontractor, they're gonna need 6 months of banking. So subcontractor needs 6 months on the job realistically. But if you're a regular employee that gets pay stubs, minimum 3 months on the job. So I can extend this. Oops. My typing's chapped, but that's pretty much that. So I can stretch this out. No, I don't want to. Everybody hold on. There you go. Bam. Perfect. So these guys, like other banks, usually I can get 1.5 off the interest rate if the rep is being nice enough, if the credit's decent enough. Like I said before in the pre-approval video, there's pre-approval rates and there's final approval rates. So sometimes I can get 1.5% off the interest rate. And they also allow for 6 month term stretches. So for example, you have a car that we want to get, but we can't fit it with that certain term. We could ask for a term stretch for 6 months so that the payments get smaller and it can fit within our max approval. So they have these very helpful exceptions. Also, if you have secondary income and maybe our approval is not as big as we need it to be, we could get a pay call stretch. So increase in max monthly payment, which helps for people that are obviously looking to spend more. Now, most people, they want as low payment as possible, which is understandable, but we do have folks out there that need a bigger vehicle for family, business, whatever the case may be. And we use these three exceptions mainly to help get that done. But these guys, they're very fast with their income verification. Like I sent in a guy today at 6:30. I think I sent his income in, and it got verified at 7:39. So these guys are very fast. Um, they rarely ever ask for like you to do a banking link unless like I don't know, the pay stubs are like sketchy. But for the most part, most of my clients, like I don't deal with people. I can tell when people are fraud. Like I can tell when they don't have no income, bro, and they're trying to do fake shit. Like I don't. I'm not dumb. But anyways, these guys are very fast with income verification. So if we do a deal through these guys and you're moving fast, we can get documents signed like if not same day, next day. So we can move very fast with these guys. I love these guys. They're one of my favorite banks. Yeah, people will search them up, look at the Google reviews. Everyone has different experiences with them, but for the most part, they're fairly decent. Like if your credit's not the best, it's a good stepping stone to build up your credit, and it's actually gonna. These guys will actually show on your credit report because that's the thing that people don't understand. There's like one bank, LendCare, which I'll talk about in a different video. They don't report on your Equifax bureau. So there's a certain section on your Equifax report where it doesn't like it'll show like some loans before the trade accounts you have, and LendCare they don't show up in the trade account, so it doesn't really show how much you owe, your payment. They don't really give a lot of details, just your amount of financing. So that's the only downfall with that other bank. But this bank does report on Equifax, so if we do get approved with them, your payments are going to be showing on the Equifax report that you're making your payments on time, hopefully. So it's going to allow you to build your credit for sure. But these guys, they also take first day consumer proposals. So I've done a couple of insolvency deals where you consolidate all your debt. The bank comes up with some draft packages. They'll send it to me. I'll send it to this bank, and this bank can possibly re-review the deal if you haven't been approved, or if you're already approved and we realize we can't for some reason trade your car in because there's too much negative equity or something, then we can put your car into an insolvency consumer proposal and send it to this bank. They'll take first day on the proposal. All we have to do is make sure we file it with the government, and we can easily get the documents from those companies, so that's not an issue. But that's one special thing that this bank does that's very helpful. I don't do deals like that often, but when I need to, I know I can reach out to these guys and at least give it a shot and see if we can get an approval. But overall, regardless of the proposal program, they're a very, very helpful bank. And this is who I do a decent amount of deals with. So if I ever do send you there or you're skeptical of which bank are you sending me to, and etc., like these guys, these are who I usually do a lot of my deals with. I can call up the rep. They kind of know who I am. I'm not saying I'm like super famous, but I've sent them a lot of applications. So when I call in to get like reviews on them, they kind of know who they're dealing with. So overall, decent relationship with these guys. Still continuing to build it. Um, yeah, they give pretty decent rates. Their max amount of financing that I've seen is 48 G's. That's the best approval you can get. And their lowest rate, I think I've seen maybe 12.9. I think 12, if I'm not mistaken, 12.9. They said they're looking into getting higher pay calls, lower rates, and higher amount of financing. But that's obviously something we have to see as time goes on in the industry, because at the end of the day, they have to make the right decision for them as a company as well. So that's what these guys offer. They're a very helpful bank. Most times when I get approvals with them, we can fit. Oh, they also don't go below 2018. So when I get you approved with this bank, now on your rate sheet, they have a rate sheet where it shows the terms of what year. So when we submit a car, there's terms there's a rate sheet that we have to look at, which will know, okay, how long is the term going to be? It's going to be 72 months, 66, 60, 84, etc. These banks, they go below 2018. The problem is the term gets super short, and even if we put a cheap car, it's the payments are going to be so high. Most people just can't afford it. Like even if we put like a car for like 15 grand, it's 2017, 2016. Your payment might be like 800 a month. You're gonna be like, what the hell? So that's why I say when we go with this bank, I usually don't go below 2018 because the terms just get really short, and it's just very hard for a lot of people to make those payments, even though it's a shorter term. So I always suggest 2018 over, and every year they up it. So next year, that minimum threshold is going to be a 2019 car, and then it's just going to go on and on and on each year. Thankfully, like technology gets better. It's gotten better for most car brands as years gone on with the car. So it's like at least we know we're selling more reliable cars in a sense. Like I still try to sell Honda, Toyota, Mazda, but it's like okay, let's say we need to sell a Hyundai, and next year their minimum is 2019. It's like okay, I feel a bit better as opposed to having to sell a 2016 or a 2014 Hyundai Elantra, right? So it's um it's uh it's kind of helpful in a sense. Obviously, yes, that means cars are going to cost a bit more, but used car prices come down. Like they're at the end of the day, they are depreciating assets, so prices will come down as time goes on, like they always do. So that's pretty much this bank in a synopsis. Like, don't want to overcomplicate it too much, but if we are working together to get a car, and I mentioned Eden Park, at least you kind of have gist of how these guys roll and what can be done and how we can speed up the process to get you a car faster. But these are one of the banks that I used to get people approve of bad credit. I'm not like there's nothing really to gatekeep. Like there's other dealers out there, and there's people that know about these banks, so I'm not scared if they watch this video. I don't really care. This is more so for my customers and my future customers that are gonna want to do business with me. At least they can see, okay, cool, this guy's nothing to hide. This is who we're working with. It's pretty upfront. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it, learned a little bit about how this bank works, and hopefully we can get more approvals with them and you could be a next client. Take care.